So this is the third video that I'm doing using my makeup basket, and I'm actually really proud of myself for doing that, but let me move the camera a little bit. There we go. So I'm gonna start off with foundation, and I'm gonna use this YSL All Hours foundation. I do wanna actually go in with a primer first, and I'm gonna use the Dior Forever Glow Veil. So my husband is working from home today. Oh, there's like my husband's working from home today, and I always feel weird about filming and like talking about products when he's in the house and I know that he can hear me, especially because I think he has no concept. Oh my gosh, I just rubbed. I think he has no concept of like how much this stuff costs. So if I mention cost or me purchasing something, I like feel like he's listening. I'm gonna shake this. Does it say you're supposed to shake it? I feel like it does. It doesn't, but okay. I'm gonna pump some out on the back of my hand. And again, just like last time, I am not going to, at least not yet, I'm not gonna mix the color. I'm just kind of getting a feel for the color. I'm like looking around. I'm gonna go in my drawer and try to get a smaller foundation brush here. I use this one from Beauty Pie. I haven't used it in a while. And so I'm just gonna try to work the foundation into the brush and then apply it little by little. Actually, I don't think there needs, it does go a little bit yellow, but not as yellow as the Nars one I used the other day. This isn't spreading as well as I would like it to. So I might have to go in with another pump. With most foundations, if I use a brush, I can usually only do, or like a brush or my fingers, I can usually get away with like one pump. I don't like to go like too heavy on the foundation. But the texture of this one and the way it's spreading, in the future, this might be a good one for me to use the Beauty Blender with it. And it's weird having so many foundations and not remembering, if I don't use them enough, the best way to apply them. And I think that's kind of also how I'm getting like overwhelmed with product, because I just don't have the time to try everything out and all the different ways to do it, and also to like remember how everything works best. But I definitely think this one would look more natural with a beauty blender. Anyway, after wearing it for a while, I think that my natural oils will kind of make it look more like skin. And it feels a little bit kind of tacky on the skin, so it's not drying down like a powder. So I may have to powder this one. But since, you know what, I might use like the ambient powders though, because I have those in my beauty basket. And I know that they're like finishing powders and not setting powders, but I think they might be just enough to make this not feel sticky. I'm gonna use a little bit of this It Cosmetics on the inner, and a little bit of concealer in the areas where I need it. I'm just gonna go on the eyes for now, and then I might go in with the Nars to like spot conceal in a little bit. I'm noticing that this foundation is oxidizing a little bit on my hand, but I'm wondering how it's gonna do on my face. I'm gonna bring it down my neck just a little bit, just in case it does oxidize on my face. I'm gonna go in with this Chanel bronzer here, just to add a little bit of warmth all over. I know a lot of people don't like this one because it leans orange. I feel like I say that every time I use it. But if you're using it to add color back into the skin, and if your skin actually works well, it's like, so my skin isn't like pink. I think if you have pink skin, this might not look as great, but it just adds a little bit of color in. All right, so for brows, I'm gonna comb them up and go in with a little bit of powder. and then some wax. And then after that, if there's any gaps I need to fill in, I'll either go back in with a pencil or some more powder. By the way, the powder I'm using is this one from Anastasia. And then I'm using this Benefit brow pomade. And I do feel like I want to go in with the pencil just a little bit right here. I always do that and then I feel like I go up too high. Right there. Okay, good enough. So I think the eyeshadow I want to use today is this one from Clinique. It's a nude rose. And the reason I want to go for this one is because I'm not sure if this color even is flattering to me. So we're going to try to make it flattering. We might add some other things, but this is a sort of, obviously it's called nude rose. So it's like a nude mauve color that leans pink. And sometimes those don't look the best on me, especially if they're like more mauve cool toned. They kind of clash with my skin a little bit. Actually, I don't think it's looking too bad. I'm gonna put on, I feel like I'm talking really quiet because my husband's sitting like right outside the door in the kitchen. Okay. This is kind of the color of under eye bags. I like just tired eyes. So I'm not minding that, but I think I do want to go in and use this from Natasha Denona because it has some of those rosy tones in it as well. And then also I used it once after buying it last holiday season. Or was it the holiday season before? I don't even remember. So go in with this called Transition, which is a little pinkier than what I already have on. I'm gonna take some translucent powder and go up by and kind of blend that into the brow bone. And now I'm gonna go into the shade called Crease and put it like on the outer corner and into the crease just to kind of add some dimension. And I don't want to drag the eye down, so I'm going to try to pull up. You know what's funny? Like probably 10 years ago, everybody was talking about how the MAC 217 was the softest, best brush ever. It's literally the scratchiest eye brush I have in my collection now, because everything else is so soft that this just feels like a Brillo pad on my eyes. So I want to go in with bronzer. Actually, so there's a thing called outer corner and inner corner. Who's putting this on their outer corner? Like out here. Who's doing that? And then here's inner corner. So I don't know. I will, instead of outer corner, I will put some of the lighter one on my lid. And then with my pinky, I will put, or yeah, the darker one on the lid. And then with my pinky, I'm gonna move the lighter one, which is called inner corner. And I will put that on the inner corner. But like, I'm only going grocery shopping today and I feel ridiculous with a glittery eye. And that's the other thing, is like when you buy these around the holidays and you're like, oh, that's gonna be a great holiday palette. And you know, get a palette for like New Year's, or you get a Christmas themed palette. Are you gonna wear those throughout the year? Like for your everyday look? I do wanna go in with this shade called Smoke. I'm gonna put a little bit more dimension out here, which I may regret. Just do a little bit more. But then, since my face is like so blank and pale, I'm gonna need to go in with a lot of bronzer to make this eye make sense. I'm gonna go in with this bronzer from Bare Minerals. I don't know if you can get this anymore. I'm pretty sure that this particular one has been discontinued, but I like it because it's sheer. But maybe I shouldn't do sheer today, considering the eye, but that's okay, we're already here. Okay, let's put some blush on. We're gonna go back into this Natasha Denona and grab some of that blush. So I'm gonna jump in, just try to pick up some of this. This is a cream to like powder kind of formula. It's like a putty almost. And I'm gonna kind of tap it in and work it towards here a little bit, but then also into the bronzer. This is a lot of makeup for the grocery store. Actually, it's just a lot of makeup for me in general. I feel a little bit ridiculous, which is probably a sign that this particular palette isn't for me, because I have to like add so much makeup to make this work. Okay, I do have this from Nars. It's their new blush palette, and I want to use some of these blushes that are kind of have like some shine to them, to just put a little bit of shine on. Although I have so much shine on the eyes right now, I think that might be a bit much. I'm gonna mix this pink and then like this peach. Yeah, just for a little bit of dimension. Okay, then we're gonna go back into the Natasha Denona, because I just want to use the whole thing. And I want to look at the highlight, which looks pretty glittery. So again, just go into the grocery store. So go into that. Is this, yeah. Pretty. Okay, and then just put a little right here, and then into the brow. I can tell you right now, I'm probably not gonna reach for this whole lot, so I'm gonna pass that on. So you will see that in next month's declutter. I'm gonna powder, and then I'm gonna spray. So I'm gonna go in with my La Mer powder. And just go pretty much all over everything. Ooh, I was gonna use the Hourglass ones today. That's okay. I think I have enough shine on my face. I don't need to add like a luminous powder. Okay. And then a setting spray. I have this one from Morphe. Which I like this setting spray. It's not one I would buy, but I sometimes get them free gift with purchase from Ulta. Okay, let's do lips, because mine are dry and I just need something on them. I'm gonna go in with this lip liner from Huda. It's the Lip Contour. What is this called? Honey Beige. My lips are looking like crusty. Okay, I taught a cycling class this morning and I'm not feeling fully hydrated after. Like my lips are feeling really dry. So we're gonna go in with a lip oil. This is from Merit and it's in the shade Taupe. There we go, that's better. I feel like, because I keep looking over in the monitor, I feel like I look in the monitor and this does not look like a crazy amount of makeup. But let me zoom you in maybe, or I don't know. I look in the mirror and it feels like a lot. And I think actually it's not the face makeup that feels like that. It's the eyes. So maybe if I use a little bit of mascara, it won't feel so much to me. It just feels like a lot. I'm gonna do a little bit of lash primer. I should have maybe curled my lashes, but I didn't. So we're just gonna go from here. And then I'm gonna go in with this MAC, it's called Magic Extension mascara, and then just go right over top of that. I think the mascara is helping a little bit. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. This Lancome lash primer. Do I want to go in with an ambient powder? I might use a little bit of dim here. So I'm gonna go in with this Referral brush. This is the 05. And then just kind of go around here, over the nose a little bit. Pretty much everywhere. Zoom in. So let's zoom in really quick. I think after putting the other stuff on, the foundation does not look as thick as I originally felt like it looked. I think my skin still looks like skin. A big teller of that though, let me, my upper lip. A lot of the times, yeah, it's kind of catching here. I'm gonna try this foundation with a beauty blender next time I use it and see if that helps this or if I just needed to moisturize better. The only thing that I'm 100% sure I'm getting rid of that I tried is this. The other thing is I'm contemplating on is this right here from Clinique. I'm gonna play with it a few more times because again, I did put other shadows on with it, but I don't know.